We'll turn it off right there. Oh, happy.
I was trying
happy
to turn
day.
it off.
Is it like
Okay,
your-
why
that's
is
okay,
it not doing? Okay, cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Woo.
So,
Break them.
we missed yesterday, but whatever. Whatever, right? That's what you gotta say sometimes.
The world will
in
never know.
life. Sometimes you have to say that.
Do we have to say that in life?
Sometimes you have to say whatever.
Do we have to say whatever, or do we have to go whatever? Whatever. It depends on how you say whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and
Whatever.
so I had
it's
an
different.
yeah. Okay, I had an. Let me talk. Okay. I had an exciting night last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So I went to a painting class with my daughter, Sava, and I wasn't expecting to, and she signed up for it, and she's like, well, I'm going, and I'm like, you're going by yourself? Which I'm so glad that I went with her because there were only 2 other ladies there and the art teacher. So we got there, and
It's good for the art teacher that you went, yes.
yeah, no, we had a great time, and it was fun, and I haven't painted anything since my Hawaiian man painting back in 1993
Good
art
old
class
Hawaiian
in college.
man. He adorned our shed for many a year.
Yes.
So this is the class. Is this something you've always wanted to do, or is this something you've mocked people about, but you really have always wanted to do?
What, the painting with the twist?
Yeah.
We went painting with the twist.
Painting
I know
with
that
the
there's
twist.
all kinds of other ones out there. I've always wanted to. I have.
Okay.
But I just never really did it. I guess I thought that you do that when a group of friends on a special occasion or whatever. But apparently they have them all the time.
Admittedly, this is something that
Which is awesome.
has to include a feminine participant. I can't go there for a guy time. Hey, sons.
No, you can. There's guys.
But I'll guarantee the guys brought a girl.
I mean, there weren't guys last
We're
night.
not gonna. I'm not gonna do bro time there, right? My friends or whatever.
Uh-huh.
We're just gonna get together and I'm like, you know what, guys? I just feel like painting.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Let's go paint.
We should.
I don't think it happens in the guy universe, the multiverse, Spider-Verse of men. It doesn't, unless you have a girl, because
Yeah. I don't know.
But you did it and you liked it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I sent you.
Yeah, and so I'm sure you guys want to see it, my product. Okay, I'm
Drum
so
roll,
excited.
please.
You know what? It was so. Here it is.
Taking the place of Hawaiian man.
You see it? Not pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself.
Bob Ross himself couldn't have
And
done better.
I mean, it was just. Anyway, so I've always wanted to do this, but it was so therapeutic. And it goes perfect with our, beach life that we have, right? Except this, I don't know, it was like a stormy scene. But it was just
Hold on,
so therapeutic and I don't know, I loved it.
I should have held that as you were talking and curating it. But
Yes.
I feel a little bit scared for the 2 critters that are flying there. What was the thought here that was going into the 2?
Okay, well, I wasn't thinking of that until I saw another girl's painting. And she had added some big blackbirds into it, like giant, and took up half of her side.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I don't know if I want to do the birds. Because the
That's
teacher
overkill.
was like,
Yeah.
you could add little boats or a shark or something, whatever.
Shark. People did sharks? See, that's for guys.
No.
Guys would have done
so
sharks.
I said, well, I don't know. I mean, I could have. So anyway, I originally had 3, but then I just I didn't like that 3rd one. It was too big.
There you go. And so, at least they're together. About to get sucked up in the storm.
So now it's sitting in my bathroom, my guest bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So the guests can admire my creation.
Plus, I guess, if you think about water, it can help you
I'm
to
planning a next one, me and Saba.
Are you?
Yeah,
Good.
Probably for December. There's a cute little Christmas.
I thought there was rumor of something like this breaking out in this very home that you were going to.
Oh, and so I told Saba because I was having so much fun doing this. It was so. It felt so good. And I didn't realize I was going to have that reaction. But I said, we got to do this more often. We don't need to go to that. We'll just buy the canvases and the paints, and we'll just do it here at the house.
I think you're missing one important element.
Oh, and we'll turn on Bob Ross.
Okay, because you have to have someone that tells you what to do.
We're gonna turn on Bob Ross, but then at the same time, it's like, do you really have to have someone tell you what to do? Because you can just
I could have done that.
go somewhere into a park, or it's an impressionist art. That's what the woman said. So it doesn't matter exactly.
Is that what Picasso did?
Monet.
No, what did Picasso do? Cubism or?
I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying you could get away with, like, you could call it that because it was so bizarrely weird, and it didn't matter how bad your painting
was. It was like my Hawaiian man that I painted in college.
Back to the Hawaiian guy. Yes.
Okay.
What, do we have any crazy news today?
I do a couple.
Talk to me. Yeah, talk to me.
All right, so
I need some of this right now in my life.
You know how wherever you go, especially like in the mountains and the woods, there's always going to be a story of the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch.
Right?
Oh,
Sasquatch. Sasquatch is what he eats in the spring and fall.
Okay, well, what are they called?
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
You put squash, not squash. It's not a squash. It's squash.
Sasquatch.
Squatch.
Okay.
Like, it's
Bigfoot.
like crotch, but with a sass in front of it and without
All right,
the R.
it's called Bigfoot. All
Bigfoot.
right, so in Florida,
hold on.
in Boynton Beach.
In Europe, it would be big meter, not Bigfoot.
Oh, really?
They don't use feet.
Shush! We're not to the joke
Okay,
yet.
I know. I'm sorry.
So,
It was bad.
So in Florida, in Boynton Beach, there's a place that I guess it's a mattress shop or something. I'm not really sure, but they are missing their 300-pound statue of Bigfoot.
Oh, sweet.
And I have a picture right here, just so you guys can see.
Oh, I want to see this.
Thing.
I am into. Is it that one?
Yeah. So there it is. What does it say? In the Bigfoot is missing.
Bigfoot is missing.
Someone stole the 8-foot, 300-pound Sasquatch, right?
Sasquatch, yes.
Yes, statue from in front of the Mattress Monsters last month. Oh my gosh! And they have a detective on it.
Well, you know what I like
Detective
is
Danielle.
There's also like a profile picture, like instead of like the missing person, and like they have the sketch.
Yeah.
They have this. It would be actually really good if they had like actual sketches, like a sketch artist do like missing Bigfoot. That's great.
Isn't that great?
All right, so report. What state is that?
Oh, I have another one too.
What state is this?
That one is Florida. It's missing in Florida.
Oh, Boynton Beach. Boynton
Yes.
Beach. Okay.
They're 300-foot statue. The other one that I have is about this is like, it could have been, I know the ending, but it could be like one of those Hallmark love stories, but it's not. So, but here it goes. So there was a lady who once upon a time worked at a hotel as a manager there, and somebody turned in a photo album they found in the room, and so I guess their policy is they hold whatever people leave for 30 days. And well, this lady worked at this in town suites, I don't know which one it was, in South Carolina for like 10 years. And she ended up leaving the job. So sometime during that time, she said, well, I don't want to throw this photo album away. I'll just hold it. Maybe one day I'll find, I don't know. Somehow it ended up in her attic, this photo album of this man who had gone on a hike.
It's kind of creepy.
In Maine and Colorado. Anyway, it's this guy's life pictures, right? Well, I don't know if it's life, but. And so she's now, like, she posted on Facebook, I'm looking for this mysterious man who I've held on to his photo album for 10 years. Anyway.
There's a new dating app, I think, that matches.
So she's like, can you help me find him? And here he is. So if you've ever seen this guy, which he has been found.
Oh, awesome.
His wife, he's married.
Oh. That's sad. That guy's stacked, too.
Sorry for the young lady or woman who was hoping to maybe meet
the man of her dreams. You think was she going for that, you think?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it could be like this great Hallmark movie. You know?
Could be. Listen, Hallmark's going to do it, and they're going to say based on a true story, and they're just going to base like the photo album on it.
She's keeping this album that she found out up in her attic.
Okay.
Anyway, the wife saw, because people started sharing this post that this girl did, and so the wife says, "Oh, that's my husband." Anyway, so I guess they're returning the album. I don't even know where he lives. I didn't really.
So was she looking for love, or was she looking to return it?
No, she was just a good Samaritan wanting to return this album. But seriously, I don't know if I would do that. I don't know. Maybe. I guess now in Facebook days and.
I mean, come on. Like you find something that obviously holds sentimental value. You put it out there and say, hey, does anyone know this person?
I just remembered years ago. Remember we got that before cell phones and all of that. We had the answer machine, and that's when people would call. And I remember somebody called and said, "Hi, I don't know if this is you, but this is so-and-so. I don't know if you were the guy that would ride the Ninja motorcycle."
Yeah, that was
Donnie
funny.
Tuttle or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah, there's another Donnie Tuttle.
It was a woman calling and saying like, "Are you the one that rode off in the Black Ninja
into the one who
motorcycle
wanted to jump onto the back of my Ninja"?
I'm like, honey,
DM me.
and you were like probably in your 20s, and I'm like, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, to you.
And I'm like, you
But
think
to
it was
me
your
and
dad?
her, it totally
I was like,
did.
do you think it was your dad? And then you're like, no, my dad never owned a Black Ninja motorcycle.
So funny ways that people find you. I don't know if you saw this. Is actually kind of big news again in the sports world. So the University of Florida Gators.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of what we do, right? As our as our fight symbol. Well, actually, the wife of Coach Mullen, the Mullen or Mullins.
Okay.
I really need to pay more attention. Anyway, so every single player, before every single game, as they get off the bus, she kisses. And
wait! Right now, this is happening.
Yeah,
this season.
I saw this yesterday. This happened. Yeah, this happened.
The wife of the coach.
The wife of the coach.
How old is she?
She looks like someone that would be in Painting with a Twist. Not gonna lie.
Is she my age?
Yeah. So like, is that something? Okay, so Chris is signing up. She's like, yeah, sign me up. I will kiss every football player.
What?
As they're getting. I'm kidding. No, but this is what she does.
She's probably in her 50s, but still.
The reports. It doesn't matter. Like she's not 80. She's not grandma.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I think so. I watched the video of it. It doesn't look like she's like there's any hey kind of stuff going on.
Okay.
It looks like Southern
I gotta see this.
kindness and sweetness.
I like
you do.
stuff like
You do. Yeah. Yes. And I have to see the Bigfoot. I like stuff like that.
Okay.
So, but anyway, so like, what do you think of that? You'll see it. The reports were that she's kissing them on the lips.
Ooh.
But the video
that wouldn't be like
the video that we've seen.
Anything.
No, the video that we've seen isn't that. And actually, it's interesting because a year ago, actually, or around a year ago, a story broke that's like, hey, she's really helping them to feel like this is something that's touching them and making them feel value, and it's actually helped them to play better.
Okay. By kissing them every day. I mean, every time they get off the field.
Every time they
wait.
before a game.
They get off the bus.
She kisses every player
and
before
she kisses every single player on the cheek or on the lips or what?
I
gotta see this.
The reports
I gotta
had
see
lips.
this woman to see what she looks like. I haven't seen. This is the coach of the Florida Gators.
I'd let her kiss me, but if I was a football player,
well,
on the
obviously
cheek,
you're her age, around there, right?
She's not.
She's probably older than us.
Yeah, she's somewhere. Like I said, she'd be in Painting with a Twist. So picture that kind of person.
Hey, hon, they're young there.
Mm-hmm. You sure were. So anyway,
I don't know what he's trying to say.
No, anyway. She's an older mom, kind of a.
Yeah. I gotta look her up.
And I don't think it's. I don't know. When you watch it, it doesn't look like she's like.
Okay,
hubba,
so what's
hubba.
the controversy?
The controversy is that like you're sending you have your 18, 19, 20-year-old kid there.
Who's getting kissed by.
And the coach's wife is like, hey. That they're taking it like that. And so I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's actually empowering. I think it's a Southern, kind of a Southern kindness thing.
Is she Southern?
I think they are. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like it. I don't know, but it's neat. Not neat. It's just it's so cool. No, it's just something that's out there. It's just like,
it's sweet.
I didn't know that.
It depends on, anyway. But, I mean, there are older women that, Anyway, but whatever.
Whatever.
Helps the team
Whatever. Win. I believe we had the... Whatever. As long as it helps the team win, it's okay. That's what Chris just said. You heard it here.
Anyway,
So I'm reading through some of the books that I'm in, and like an idea is there, and I wanted to put it out there and play with it a little bit. The obviously that I've been reading the one Stranger in the Woods or Stranger something like that, about the guy who literally went off grid for 27 years, never spoke to a human soul. He said hi one time to one person in that whole time, in Maine. Weird things happen in Florida and Maine.
Yeah.
I'm also reading this book, Flow, which I've shared. You're laughing because my voice cracked a tiny bit.
No.
But in that, one of the things that's said, and the guy's quoting all kinds of crazy people that I'm not intellectual enough to follow sometimes. But one of the things that he lays out is the I don't want to say prison, but it's almost like this idea that we need each other, right? Obviously, we need each other. The guy in Into the Woods says, "I don't need anyone. I'm okay alone." And actually, the truth is if he'd stayed out there much longer, he'd eventually die because you can't take care of yourself alone. He's having toothaches and health problems at some point.
I don't know how he did it.
And he was only like 47. He wasn't old.
In the winter.
Maine. But the idea that's on the opposite side of this is that for society to exist, we actually need we need rules, obviously, but those rules, there's always there's a fear associated with that. So hey, do this and we'll flog you. Do that and we'll publicly execute you. Like obviously there's certain things that exist. We can't have people doing crimes against humanity, right? But the interesting part that gets tied in there is where they say, so everything that that societally that we kind of get fed from a young age is do this or else that. Also, so in other words, be a good boy, be a good girl, or else. And there's the whole big bad wolf principle.
Right. The
other side of that is that that we are always what is the basically that without I lost my train of thought. But it's this idea that we need to I really lost my train of thought.
It's okay. It happens sometimes.
No, it just happened because I saw someone next to me getting coffee and stuff. Oh, maybe you can pull that out or something.
No, you keep talking. The big bad wolf principle.
So, all right. So there's the idea of the big bad wolf, like do this or this wrong thing is going to happen. But there's this other part that actually says it's always future oriented. It's never now oriented. So in other words, do this so you can be happy in the future.
Right.
Do this so you can have that in the future. And so in at least Western society, we're always thinking do second grade so you can get to third grade.
Right.
Finish high school so you can have college.
Right.
Do college so you can have a career. Have a career so you can retire. And it's always those things of there's never really a now associated with that. And if we I guess it's that we get pulled into that lock, stock, and barrel into almost like a group think without even realizing it. So I guess I'm in my mind, I'm seeing the guy who doesn't need anyone and he's all alone. He thinks he doesn't need anyone. And then I'm seeing these rules have kind of been constructed to keep everyone together. And I just kind of wonder. It makes me feel I don't know if I feel good about either of those.
So in these two different books, there's two different views of the... So you're saying what you said about it's always that next thing. What's that next thing? That some people don't stop and stay in in the now, in the moment.
Yeah.
I I always think, I'm like, well, we're always in the. It's interesting because we're always kind of like in the present and at the future, in the future at the same time, because we don't know what's happening in the next minute.
Sure.
In the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. So we're always going into the future.
No, actually, they've actually created a time machine. I don't know if you know this. No, seriously, they've created a time machine that allows you to travel into the future 1 second at a time. Just.
But also we live in the past because it just happened. But but yes, I mean, I can see that we can get caught up in the what's the next thing?
But there's a what's the next thing, but there's an imprisonment. There's almost like this imprisonment that doesn't allow you to be right here if you're not careful, and it almost determines what happens next. And so if you've ever felt out of control, like, I have to do all these things. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it's actually that future orientation.
It's the future,
that says, let do this.
And I think sometimes people can be fascinated by, movies or TV, or even in social media, because I feel like when people are looking through their phones in social media, there's a sense of like you're not thinking about everything that you have to do. It's always like, oh, look at so and so, and then you have like, you kind of like stepping into their moment. If you think about it, you look at a picture and you're stepping into their moment, whatever that is. So like you might be stepping into our moment. Or even when you watch TV, I love, like I always say, I love my movies. Those touchy-feely movies, because there's a feeling that I get, when I watch these movies.
Yeah. And
I was saying that I was thinking the other day, I was like, I need to take more time and look around and make my surrounding feel like that, rather than me escaping into whatever that is. Even could be not just social media or a movie, it could be also a book, makes you feel a certain way.
And
music.
Well, and the interesting thing is, by the way, again, just like even thinking about how Einstein viewed time is not something that was a constant, but that could be bent.
Yeah.
I was talking to my dad last night, and he was like, we were talking about how our second child, Mariah, is turning 22.
I know, right?
Today. She's 22. Happy birthday. And maybe we'll surprise her today. But whenever, I said, Dad, it feels like you should be my age and I'm supposed to be her age right now.
Yeah, it's weird.
And he's like, yeah, it's weird. And he said, it's like time just gets compressed and he said, like, the days go by so much faster the older you get. And,
wow.
And I just thought about that. And again, when you talk about relativity and like for him, they're traveling faster. For me, they're faster than they were when we were younger.
Yeah.
And they say the one way to actually slow down time is novelty. That our brain actually perceives things differently. We experience more of a moment, and time seems to slow down when we introduce the new.
Right.
So think back to our time where we were traveling and we were in all these different places. Doesn't it feel like a long stretch of time, but at the same time kind of a very short amount of time? Isn't that a weird period of our life?
Yeah.
I mean, good, not weird, but so.
No, I think that's interesting. Yeah, I think that always, I don't know. I know we talked about that, creating moments. It's important to help us, in our day-to-day, so it's not so boring.
Yeah. Well, I had one of my friends, I have some really great friends around the world. Ben Nichols was telling me there's something that people do that's called future casting, I think is what he called it. Where you're literally sitting there and in front of the moment, you're looking at a moment face to face. You're looking at someone beautiful face to face, but very rarely do we actually experience the fullness of that because we're looking at what the future could be. Like we're looking past that. And so and again, it's a part of that mechanism that was created by something other than you. And I'm not saying I totally have a problem with like societal norms and all of those things, because like otherwise we'd all be hermits like that one guy.
Right.
But I think ultimately being in control of that versus like just being subject.
Right. Or even when we're having if you're having a conversation with someone, it's kind of like, what am I going to say next? That's why, which reminds me now, not about our conversation, but you were saying about being in the moment. When I was painting last night, I felt like I was just in that moment, painting, designing, creating. And it felt so good to just be there and enjoy this as the paint goes onto this canvas, and stepping back and saying, okay, what do I need to adjust here, and I don't know, it was just good. So and I think we should take time surfing every day, and like I said, take that time and just look around and just say, you know what, I'm just gonna enjoy right now my spouse, my child. I think
though, to do that, one of the ingredients you had was you were in a different place. And so if you're always in a place,
so the novelty, right?
So here's the thing, like novelty, and if you're always in a place where you're feeling obligated, where you have to do this to have that, that, you need to. I would actually say change your environment and get away from that. That like if you're in a home and you see laundry and dishes and all of the things that you have to do, probably like maybe have a time away from that. Or if you think you can do this in your office, but you're always working in your office, probably you should get away from that so that you can experience a little bit of
novelty, right?
Love it.
All right, we got to go, I think.
We do. I have a nerdy joke for you. I don't tell dirty jokes.
All right,
I will tell a nerdy joke, though. Are you ready?
What nerdy? What nerdy?
Okay. Yes, I am. So an oxygen atom.
That was a Weird Al song.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
He's an all-time great. That dude does not get the recognition he deserves. So an oxygen atom bumps into his old friend, the nitrogen atom, and he says, how's it going, nitrogen? And nitrogen said, it's not going so good. I lost an electron. No, wait. What's this? I lost a proton.
Okay.
And he said, there you go. It's time. He said, not doing so good. I lost a proton. And the oxygen atom says, are you sure? He said, yeah, I'm positive.
Okay, honey.
Because when you lose a negative charge.
I know.
Oh, it is an electron. So anyway, I did it backwards. So I'm not so good. I lost an electron. Are you sure?
I'm not gonna correct you because I'm thinking like.
Because it's a nerdy joke. Are you sure?
I don't.
Yes, I'm positive. Anyway, go tell it to a nerd.
I gotta study my science.
They'll get it.
All right, bye.
If I had a pocket protector, it would have worked.